Hello there and welcome. Over the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on what really makes the world's best hotels tick. It's an invisible engine, really, powered by automation and optimization. And believe me, it is changing everything. If your goal is to be a leader in this industry, then you need to know that understanding this technology isn't just a nice-to-have skill. It's absolutely essential. We're going to break down the practical, real-world knowledge you need to not just succeed, but to really excel in today's incredibly fast-paced hotel environment. So, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll dive into the core challenges that modern hotels are facing. Then, we'll unpack two really key concepts, automation and optimization, and see how they actually work. After that, we'll zoom out to look at the bigger picture, the whole hotel tech ecosystem. Talk a little bit about strategy, and then tie it all back to the one thing that matters most, creating an absolutely unforgettable guest experience. Okay, so let's set the stage. The hotel world today, it's more competitive than ever. To win, you have to be faster, you have to be smarter, and you have to be way more responsive than everyone else. And that right there is the driving need we're here to talk about. And it really all boils down to these two things, these two fundamental pillars. First, efficiency. That's all about doing more with less, streamlining every single thing you do. And second, accuracy. Making sure your data is rock solid, from a guest spill to your final revenue report. Get these wrong, and everything else starts to crumble. So to really nail that efficiency and accuracy, we lean on two very powerful ideas inside of what's called a property management system, or PMS. Let's get really clear on what they are. Step up, you've got system automation. Honestly, the best way to think about this is like having a digital assistant who never sleeps. It handles all the predictable, repetitive stuff, sending out booking confirmations, updating room rates, all of that. And that frees up your human team to focus on what they do best, creating amazing experiences for your guests. And then there's workflow optimization. Now, this is about the bigger picture. It isn't just about a single task. It's about how all the tasks and all the different departments connect together. The goal here is to create this perfectly smooth, seamless flow of information so that housekeeping, the front desk, and the concierge are all working in perfect sync. So here's a simple way to see the difference. Automation is kind of like a robot arm in a factory, performing one specific task perfectly over and over again. Optimization, well, that's the entire factory floor, making sure every single robot arm works together in perfect harmony. And in a modern hotel, you absolutely need both to succeed. All right, enough theory. Let's move this out of the classroom and onto the front lines. What does this stuff actually look like and feel like inside of a busy, real-world hotel? Just look at a simple check-in. This is a perfect example of an optimized workflow. The second a guest checks in, a whole chain reaction starts. The PMS instantly tells housekeeping the room is occupied. The room status updates for everyone in real time. The concierge gets an immediate alert for any of those special requests. And the guest spill, their folio, is instantly activated. It's just seamless. No delays, no letting me call them, no miscommunication. Now, for revenue management, automation is an absolute powerhouse. The PMS can change your room prices on the fly based on demand. It makes sure your room availability is exactly the same on your website, on Expedia, on Booking.com, everywhere. It maintains rate parity so you're not undercutting yourself, and maybe most importantly, it prevents those incredibly costly mistakes like overbooking a room. This is all about making more money with way fewer headaches. And the impact this has on accuracy, well, it's just undeniable. You can see it right here. When you force your team to update everything by hand, the chance of making a mistake just goes through the roof. But when the system syncs everything automatically, those expensive errors, like posting a charge to the wrong room or quoting an incorrect rate, they practically vanish. And this isn't just about keeping the books clean. It's about trust. One little mistake on a bill can ruin a guest's entire stay. But here's the thing. A truly great PMS doesn't work alone. It's not an island. It's really the heart of a much larger, interconnected network of all your hotel's technology. And you can see exactly how that works here. The PMS acts as the central hub, like the sun in a solar system. It's constantly talking to and sharing data with every other critical system, the restaurant's point of sale, your customer relationship management system, your accounting software. So, a drink charge at the bar, it instantly appears on the guest's folio. A new booking from a channel manager, it updates your availability everywhere in a split second. So what's the payoff for all this integration? Well, you get a complete 360-degree view of your entire operation in real time. Management is no longer guessing or reacting to yesterday's problems. Instead, you're making smart, proactive decisions based on what's happening right now. Okay, so having all this amazing technology is one thing, but actually getting it up and running successfully, that's a whole other challenge. And as future leaders, you have to have a strategy. It really breaks down into this clear 4-step framework. First, you have to understand and map out how you do things now. Only then can you start to design how you want to work using these new tools. The third step is absolutely critical. You have to train your team so they become masters of the new system. And finally, you never ever stop. You continuously monitor your key performance indicators to find new ways to improve. And of course, with all this powerful data comes a huge responsibility. We have to talk about security. A modern PMS needs to be a fortress. That means having really strict controls over who can see and do what. It means encrypting all your sensitive guest and payment data. It means having detailed logs that track every single change. And of course, it means being in full compliance with all data protection regulations. This part is completely non-negotiable. Now, let's bring this all home. After all this talk about systems and data and workflows, why do we do it? Why do we invest all this time and money into automation and optimization? Well, it all comes back to one thing and one thing only. This quote, this says it all. This is the real heart of modern hospitality. The point of all this amazing tech is not to replace people. It is to empower them. By letting the technology handle the repetitive, process-driven work, you free up your team to perfect the human experience. They get to focus on delivering that personal, thoughtful, memorable service that turns a first-time visitor into a guest for life. So I'll leave you with this question to carry with you. The tools we have today are more powerful than ever before. The real opportunity, the real challenge, lies in your vision. How will you use this technology, not just to run a hotel, but to completely innovate and redefine what an exceptional guest experience can truly be? Thank you.